Earlier this week, I brought you 1989 classic, Nobunaga's Ambition. And today, I'm bringing you another classic from 1989 from Koei, same company that made Nobunaga's Ambition. This one is called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I'm sure that some of you have heard of it. It's what the Dynasty Warriors series is based on. It's a novel by Luo Guanzhang about the Chinese Civil War of the 2nd and 3rd centuries. And it came out the same year as Nobunaga's Ambition, but it is quite a bit different. It is the same style of game. You have to manage an economy, an army, your enemies, all that kind of stuff. But the difference is this game plays out month to month rather than season to season. And it has a lot more options on scenarios. Instead of just 2, there are 5 different scenarios you can play. I usually play the first one. That way, none of the really cool generals are dead by the time I start. So we're going to go ahead and select it. And then you can only be 8 different people. And you can have up to 8 players, just like Nobunaga's Ambition. But you're just limited on which ones you can be. Let me fix this screen just a little bit for y'all. Maybe I think that's better, yeah. We're only going to play 1 player, and I'm going to make a suggestion as to who you should be. Cao Cao is really not bad, the number 1 option. He's pretty good. But number 3 tends to be a bit more fun, and he has some of the better generals and a little bit better position than Cao Cao. Now, Cao Cao does have some... this game has generals that you start with and generals that other lords start with. But you can also pick up what's called free generals if you search for them in the lands that they're in. And you'll periodically find a good free general. And Cao Cao has several around him. Liu Bei only has 1 that's significant, but he's a really good one. Plus, Liu Bei starts with his 2 brothers, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei, as his only 2 other generals. And they're both awesome. On a scale of 0 to 100... they're both a 99 in their war ability, so I like having them. The one that we find up here near Liu Bei is also a 99 war ability. His name is Zhao Yun, so he's really good to have also. And I'm going to show you how to play this game so that you really take advantage of everything that you can when you start. Unlike Nobunaga's Ambition, these guys have set bases, as you can see in the green there, as to what their abilities can be. And the variable that you have here is only a difference of up to 5. In the other game, you could be as low as like a 60 or something, and as high as a 128 or 108, 109. It was 109. Here, you can only go, like you see his health is a 85. That means his health can be between an 80 and a 90. So on and so forth down the chain, but it cannot go over 100. So we're just trying to get good power. Liu Bei's big thing is really charm. We're going to have good charm no matter what. Man, our IQ is as low as it can be there. Great IQ there. Maximum power, almost maximum charm. Our luck sucks, but that's fine. I don't care about luck. We're really good everywhere else, so we're going to go with it. We want the computer to be warlike, so that he makes decisions. He attacks people when he really shouldn't. It makes it a little bit easier to take them on. We don't want to watch other people fight. We're ready to go. Now, Liu Bei's number 14 up there in the upper center. Cao Cao is number 7 in blue. Dong Zhuo owns 18, 19, 20, and 21. He's the dickhead of the game. And it's that number 20 that's real important. I didn't pay attention very well. We're going to hit quit. We're going to save the game. But we are not going to end the game right here. So no. And we also need to fix the animations. We'll turn them off. We want to change the wait time to a 2, just like in Nobunaga's Ambition. And now we're going to go back out and save it again, because I should have done all that first. So quit, yes, yes, and no. There's the map. Yuan Shao is numbers 4 and 5. He's a pretty good guy. He's not nearly as good as Cao Cao or Liu Bei. Dong Zhuo is really good because he has 4 lands, lots of money, and he has the best war general in the game, but the guy's super disloyal. You're about to find that out. and he'll never be loyal no matter how high you get his loyalty, so he's not worth using. Number 41 is Sun Jian. He's really good. 47, 48, and 49 aren't bad, especially with their isolation, but it doesn't last very long. You see all the black numbers. Those are the ones that are empty, that don't have any colors with them. So there's lots of empty land to move into and take over and collect taxes from and really build an empire. It's kind of the other reason that I like using this map rather than one of the others. And so this is Liu Bei's home territory in State 14. We're not necessarily planning on staying here for long, but the first thing we're going to do is, I told you that in Land 20 there is a general who is 100 war ability, right? And the generals that I already have are 299s. And you know what, hang on, we're going to back out. I want to show you my guys. We have very few troops here. The most a general can have is 20,000. We also have Sun Guan. He's not very good. On top of the two guys that are good. So there's me. You saw me when I built him. I have 500 men and 10 loyalty, 10 arms, 10 skill. And then there's all my personal abilities down there. Here is Guan Yu. Okay, here is Zhang Fei. The controller's a little sensitive. Massive loyalty, fantastic health, and he's not good at anything else. But look at the power, 99. Naval means that he moves well on water. If they don't have that, then they can't move very well on water, so it's good that he has it. Here's Guan Yu, our other pimp. So Zhang Fei was a 99, but he's not good at anything else. Look at Guan Yu. 83 IQ to go with his 99 power, plus a 70 charm, and he's also in excellent health and has 100 loyalty. So they're both just fantastic generals. This game, while training in arms does make a difference in a fight, it doesn't make as much a difference as that general's power. That's the most important stat. And then here's Sun Gan. He's got decent IQ, and that's about all he's good for. Plus he's holding more troops than me and Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. He's holding as many as all three of us put together. So I've got 3,000 troops, but we're going to fix that. 3,000 is almost nothing for this game when a single general can hold 20,000. So we're going to go to Land 20. We're going to look for General Lubu. Very low loyalty, but 100 in power. We'll give him a horse. Didn't work. Now we got to start over. Actually, we don't have to start over. We start from the save. Just load the game and put you right back where you were. Let's try that again. Recruit, General, Land 20, General, Lubu. And I guess this time we'll give him some gold. See how that goes. One more try. I know this seems silly, but trust me, it's totally worth it. This is always your first turn in this game. What's funny is when you play with multiple players, whoever gets to go first, you know, basically gets Lubu, and everyone else gets screwed. There's Lubu. This time I'll go visit him. We'll see what happens. Son of a... Why is this so hard? Normally just pop and it's over. Some of you that have played Dynasty Warriors or Dynasty Tactics or one of those style of games probably already know who Lubu is. Yeah, you know why I'm doing this. Recruit, but there's an extra reason in this game that you want Lubu. Boom, 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 boom. There's Lubu. Let's go with the horse again. Dude, what is going on? Maybe because I didn't get the 100 charm, it's not going to work. I only got the 99. Let's start over and let's make sure we get the maximum charm. One player, player 3. Nope. Nope. I got the 100 charm, but not very good anywhere else. There's 100 IQ, good health, not enough charm. Nope. Looking at 100 charm, and I just want better than a 95 IQ, but I need some health too. There it is. Booyah! Maximum health, maximum IQ, maximum charm. Computer's weak. He's warlike. We don't want to see them fight. Yes, everything's cool. Look at the screen. Let's see if state number 20 in the upper right-hand corner gets a turn before us. We do not want him to have a turn before ours. If he does, it's actually worth a reset for all of you noobs out there that have never played this. Dang it, there he goes. Son of a bitch. Let's do it again. You don't want number 20 to go before you. I don't know why I didn't remember that earlier. I also wonder why this thing is off center on this TV. It's weird. New game, chaotic world, one player. We're number 3. I just need 100 charm and at least a 96 in IQ. That'll work. And not negative health. He's warlike. No. Whoops. There we go. Looking for state 20. If state 20 goes before us, we're going to reset again. The reason, I guess I'll, dang it, there he goes. I guess I'll have to let the cat out of the bag. If state 20 hasn't taken his turn yet, when it's your turn, then the computer takes multiple turns every turn. And so typically on turn 1 for Dongzhuo, he will reward Lubu and recruit more men, soldiers. And so what happens, gosh, the first roll was decent. There we go. Whoops, I just clicked to watch them battle. I can fix that. What happens is, when he recruits those men, he realizes that Dongzhuo, dang it, he's going again. He realizes that Dongzhuo's loyalty is low. That Lubu's loyalty is low. And Lubu starts with a maximum of 20,000 soldiers. So Dongzhuo cuts that number down to usually somewhere between 8 and 13,000. And we don't want that. We want him to have the maximum amount of troops when we get him, because they come with him. They're free troops for us. That'll work. Because those 20,000 troops with our 3 awesome generals, well, our 2 awesome generals, because we're not going to keep Lubu, really make a big difference. Alright, I don't think he got a turn that time. I wasn't really paying close attention, but I might have noticed it had it happened. Why did I do that first? I love this classic tonal music. Okay, whoops. I wanted to change the weight. This controller is really touchy today. So weight is now a 2, animation is off. We're going to go back to the menu, and we're going to save it again. This time it'll be much faster. We won't have that big long pause since our weight got turned down. And now we're going to recruit from land 20, a general, El Senor Lubu. I think the reason that I wasn't able to get him that other time, there we go, is because he had already taken his turn and raised his loyalty a little bit. We just got 20,000 men, plus the most powerful general in the game out of Dongzhuo's army. So land number 20 and all of his other lands really are not nearly as powerful as they once were. Now notice I only got 1 turn that month, and that's how this game is. You get 1 turn per month. If you're doing an action that's not recruiting, you get to pick which one of your generals actually take the action. So I can have Guan Yu or Zhang Fei or Lubu do training if I train my soldiers, and that they actually are better at it than I am. So it's good that you can have them do it. See how my men went from 3,000 to 23,000, kind of in the middle right there? That's because of Lubu. We're going to save this. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to take a look at Lubu just so you guys can get a good look at him. He is the guy. The only one that can face up face to face with the two generals I already have. He's actually got a little bit of loyalty to me, 85, but that's not good enough for him to actually stay. And he's got a fair bit of charm too, but power 100 plus 20,000 men. It's time for him to share some of those soldiers. So we're going to go to appoint. It's not appoint. Dang it. Which one is it? It must be under recruit. Yeah, reassign. And we're going to start by moving him to 0 because, God, we do not want him to have all those troops. Sun Gan can have 500 troops. And then that leaves me a grand total of 21,000. So we're going to let Guan Yu have 11,000. Actually, hang on. He'll have 8,000. Zhang Fei will have 9,000. And I'll get whatever's left over, which is 5,500. Because if I lose, we all lose, since I'm the master here. Turns over. The other neat part about having all these empty lands spread around is that whenever you attack someone or they attack you, as long as there's an available land for you to flee into, you can flee the battle and not worry about dying, as long as there's an open land. So if someone were to attack me, if number 3 were to attack me in number 14 right now, I could flee to 16, 17, or 15 if the battle didn't go my way. Number 3 can flee to 16 or 2, so on and so forth. So you do have a lot of outs. It's very hard to finish someone off in this game, which defensively for us is really good. For the computer, it makes it kind of annoying sometimes to fight the computer. But, you know, you live and learn, you figure out how to get them kind of sandwiched in and stick them. Sometimes I'll just move a general into an empty land so that they have nowhere to flee to before I attack them, and hope that they don't go ahead and attack that land. And it usually works. So let's see. There are other generals you can recruit in this game, but the one we want is in that land right next to us, in land number 3. So we're going to go take it. The guy there, Gong Sun, has absolutely no chance to beat... Whoops. Dang it, that is not... I did not want to bring Sun Gan. Whoa, that is not what I intended either. There we go, cancel. Let's try that again. War number 3. We're going to bring me, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei. That's it. We'll take most of our gold. We'll take almost all of our rice. It's not very much rice, but that's all we have. Battle is very similar to Nobunaga's Ambition, if you saw that video. If not, the difference is there's multiple castles. And you win when you either defeat the enemy leader or you take over all the castles. And even though we only have 3 units, we actually can take 4 castles. Because in this game you can split your troops. Each unit can divide in 2 to make it more effective at taking castles. Oh look, there's a couple of places I can start. I'll start right there with the 2 big guys. But we're going to have Liu Bei. Yeah, we'll start up here with Liu Bei. And then we'll have Guan Yu and Zhang Fei start right here. And yes, I will give him orders directly. You do not want the computer deciding what he does on the turn. And I'll take the rice because I don't need to go help fight. That little pot right there on my unit means rice. The number sign means that that's me personally. And the plus sign means that they do have the naval ability. We're going to go 1, 2. You can already tell that this game is a little bit different than Nobunaga's Ambition. You use arrows rather than word commands whenever you move. It's very cool. Now the one thing I do not remember is just how long I can expect that rice to last with this many soldiers. Because I brought a lot of soldiers. Notice my opponent has 20,000. And even though he's got me way out trooped, and they're probably better troops, my generals are so good, Guan Yu and Zhang Fei are so powerful that I've still got this one pretty handily. We'll go ahead and go over one more. He's going to be able to jump up on that castle, I believe. You start with 6 movement, and movement is based on your loyalty amount of those troops for some reason. But, you know what? I'm not going to go any further because I don't want him to make a sprint for my rice. Not that it would matter. And you can also burn enemy units in this game, which I totally forgot about. Which way is the wind going? The wind is going due south. You see it in the middle right there between me and him. Well, we haven't used too much food. I only brought 4,000. We've only used about 336. So we have enough to fight for a little while. Moving into a castle takes 3 of your 6 movement. Moving onto the plains, the flatlands like I was earlier, only takes 2 of your 6 movement. You can't move attack after you've moved though. So we're almost done here. And I'm not even going to sweat bringing Liu Bei because it's too dangerous to leave my food open. He's probably going to try and set fire again. Good, it didn't work. We're just going to wait with Zhang Fei and start attacking with Guan Yu. The simultaneous attack on this game is really cool too. Notice I didn't lose any troops. It's because my ability is so much better than his. Alright, now we can really go to town on him. See this simultaneous? That way when you have 2 units next to an opponent, you can really start letting them have it. Basically, if both my units can simultaneous attack, I'll hit them 4 times every turn. You piece of crap. I'm going to go ahead and move Zhang Fei. Actually, no, we'll wait. Guan Yu finally loses a troop and has to move out of the fire. If you don't leave the fire space, you will die. Period. Dead. Gosh. I could just move to the water so that I can keep hitting him. I guess that's what I'll do. We're working him over pretty hard right now. And he is burning the crap out of us. Alright, now we get to knock the crap out of him. Attacking from water to a castle means you're going to take more losses, but my guys are so much more powerful, it's not too big of a deal. And I'm going to bait him into attacking my leader instead of Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. Good. Now we're going to get a whole lot of knocks on him here. And I'm not worried about taking over the castles. We're just going to get rid of him. In case you can't tell yet, Liu Bei is not really much of a fighter. He's not really doing much damage. So I'm going to back him off here in a second. Alright, we just got the advantage in numbers with... Well, we're about to have it with both of my good generals. That's fine. We're going to move back up into that castle here in a moment anyway. This fight's almost over. No biggie. Whoops. Don't want to set fire to him. Yeah, I knew he was gonna run. We win. Oh, we caught him. He didn't go anywhere. That means he won't be harassing my land that I left with no troops. So now we own number 3 and number 14, which is great and bad, because number 4 is a pretty formidable enemy. The guy that owns 4 and 5. He's got some decent generals, and he's pretty decent himself. But the good news is that land 3 has the special general that we've been looking for. His name is Zhao Yun. He is the other one with 99 power, so he's just as good in a fight as Guan Yu and Zhang Fei. But he's smart like Guan Yu, has great charm and good luck. So he's just he's all around one of the best generals in every game that has to do with this Chinese Civil War. Whoops, wrong button. Hope you wanted to see the map again, because you got to. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do some training of these soldiers that we have left here. When state number 3 gets its turn, we'll go find Zhao Yun. Okay, let's save the game real quick because searching is not always successful. We're going to send out Liu Bei for the search because he has the highest charm. Booyah! That's how it's done. I can't remember if there are generals in State 14 or not. But who cares? This place is only good for training. They've only got 500 soldiers. Now it's time to get our new free general. You see, he's listed right there. There's generals, there's men, and then there's free generals. That's how you know if there's someone to recruit in one of your states. We're going to hire a general from this state. He's a free general. And Zhao Yun. We'll give him a horse. Boom shakalaka. On our next turn, I'll take a look at him and show you who he is. Quite impressive. So this is why we choose to be Liu Bei. As long as we get Lubu in the first turn, we reassign those troops, then we go get Zhao Yun in State 3. This game is all about the generals you can get. The better your generals are, the better your kingdom is. So you really need the best generals in the game so that you can build up just as... Oh yeah, Zhao Yun is so good, he can be an advisor to us. He said that was a good idea. Yeah, that's how good he is. Save. View this state. Generals. Let's take a look at our new boy. Oof. 90 IQ, 99 power, 86 charm, 96 luck. His loyalty sucks. We're going to have to fix that. But that is inconceivable. The guy is just awesome. So let's start working on his loyalty. We're going to give the General Zhao Yun some gold. I can afford to give him damn near all of it. I'm going to save 250 for myself because I have other things I probably ought to be doing. I wish it would tell you the results immediately. Wow, Cao Cao got hit with a flood, and now he's been hit with a plague. Sucks to be Cao Cao. He's the one at number 7, the blue guy. He's also one of the other really good people to be in this game. Cool. We just collected taxes, so we have more gold, and that means that we're going to have more to give to Zhao Yun in our other place. Let's go ahead and give the peasants here some food. We don't really need very much because we don't have very many troops. But we don't have a lot to give either. I just want to fix the loyalty here a little bit. Anytime in the upper right hand corner it's a state's turn and you see it kind of pause for a second, That means that state just recruited new men and they're having to reassign all of them. Oh yeah, we got a lot of cash. That's the other reason we wanted this place. The population here is really good. The loyalty is quite a bit better, so it's easier to collect good taxes in this place. Let's go ahead and give Zhao Yun some more. Actually, let's see what his loyalty is now first. This is the primary goal right now is to lock down our new best general. He's only up to a 51, so we didn't really make a big dent with all that cash that we gave him. So we need to give him at least 1,000 this time. Probably a little bit more if we can. I can't remember what the limit is. Okay, 1,000. As long as we get him up into the high 80s or the 90s, I'm happy with it. But he's not a guy that you want to lose to an enemy. So we've got to get him up to a point where he won't join anyone else. Because the computer will try and recruit your generals from you. I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried to get Lubu from me yet. Speaking of which, what was his? It was an 80 something, wasn't it? He's an 85. I think I'm going to hire just a couple of soldiers here. Wow. I was not kidding when I said a couple. I can get 5 soldiers. That is not very many. 500 soldiers. So we'll double our units to 1,000. And now we get to reassign all of these soldiers. What I'm going to do is knock everyone else down to 0. And then I'm going to let them each have 500. Actually, Lubu is more important because he can actually fight. I'm going to give him 700, even though I don't trust him. 700 is not that bad. If someone recruits him from me and tries to use him against me, I can crush him with Guan Yu and Zhang Fei together, since I have so many troops. And now we get to see what Zhao Yun's new loyalty is. I promise it's about to get more interesting. I just have to make sure we have Zhao Yun locked down. And then I'm going to show you your... Oh, Dong Zhuo in 21 is attacking Liu Bei in 38. Actually, that might not be Liu Bei. That might be Yuan Shu. I'm pretty sure it is. How is our new boy looking? $91. That's plenty. Now we can give him some soldiers. See guys, now we're at a point where we have 3 fantastic generals. No, that's not what I intended to do. It's not a point. It's reassign. 0. Reassign. We're going to knock ourselves down to about 2,000. Actually, what I like to do is knock everyone to 0. Let's do that first. The reason is if they've done any training, it will average all of it out. We have just over 20,000 troops to assign. I'll take 2,000 for Liu Bei, just enough to help him survive a little bit in a fight. Guan Yu will get 6,000. Zhang Fei will get 5,000. And Zhao Yun will get 7,215. Oh, that's why we couldn't recruit very many troops here. It costs rice, not gold. I've forgotten about that. Okay. Let's see what kind of state these guys are in, because I've been training them, but since I got new guys that dropped their skill, they're still he's a 23. The other guy will be a 23 also. So they're coming up a little bit. Each general trains his own troops. We're not really doing anything in this state except holding it so that we can collect taxes out of it every July. And now it's time to start talking long-term strategy once we get to our capital in number 3 here. I'll come back to this map and we can talk about how you move through the rest of the game now that you've got your base established, you've got your great generals, and you're ready to rock. Ironically, if you watched my game on Nobunaga's Ambition, it works out similarly. What you're looking for is a way to isolate opponents so that you can bring everything you have to bear. And populate as many states as possible so you can collect as many taxes as possible. So what I should do right now is search for more generals, even if they suck. Get as many generals as I can and send them over into states 1 and 2, which are only attackable through state 3. And as long as I keep a nice army here in state 3, no one will ever get to states 1 and 2. I don't have to keep any men there. I just have to sit on them and collect the taxes every July. Make sense? And you can actually just move over there. You don't have to attack them. You just move over there and take them with a general that you're not going to need. In that respect, I technically could do the same to 15, 16, and 17, and I've done that before. All I do every July, or sometime shortly after that, I move into those empty states, I collect all the resources, and then I move out, because the next July, they're going to have some resources in them again. But I'd rather hold on to them and build them up. The problem is that 15, 16, and 17 are attackable by states 4, 5, 18, 19, and 21. So I don't want to do that because that gives them a reason to attack me. And I don't have enough men or enough good generals to spread them out and hold all of those lands. So instead, I'm looking at getting a few, just whatever I can find generals, take over 1 and 2, and then I'm collecting taxes out of 1, 2, 3, and 14. Once I'm comfortable with that, which technically right now, my army's good enough that I could go take out number 4. But once I'm comfortable, we attack state 4. He likely will flee into 6 or 16 because the computer is not very smart. And so that, they have a lot of outs. So you end up having to chase people sometimes all over the place until you get lucky enough to catch them like we did on Gongsun and just execute them right there. But once we take out 4, we'll hopefully capture a few of his good generals and get to use them to further hold on to other lands for us. And we try and keep it where we never have more than 1. Later on, when we have a lot of decent generals, maybe 2 lands that are in harm's way that can be attacked. And if we do any land in harm's way, we keep as many soldiers there as possible. Even if the generals aren't fantastic, the computer's not usually going to attack you if you outnumber him. You don't want your crappiest generals there, but you don't have to have Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, and Zhao Yun holding places like that. So, put some guys that are in their 70s and 80s or low 90s in attack and power in those states to hold them for you, and then keep expanding your domain. Our real strategy here would be to get rid of the powerhouses before they get bigger. So technically, I would hit 4 and 5 and hopefully eliminate them completely. Get whatever generals out of it I can. And then we'll take out Cao Cao in number 7. And then that sets us up to make a run at Dong Zhuo, who holds the capital in state 20. And he holds 18, 19, 20, 21, and 38 right now. But 20 and 21 are the really important ones. Those are the eastern and western capitals of China. And they have tons and tons of population, so you get massive amounts of taxes out of those 2 lands. Once you've developed enough that you can go get 20 and 21, it does spread you. You do have to end up defending several lands because they're both really big. But you get so much money that you can afford to buy armies to do it and keep expanding from there. No one else in this game is really much of a fight once you get rid of 4, 5, 7, and all of Dong Zhuo's lands, except for number 41 down there in the bottom. He's got a few pretty decent generals too. If you're familiar with Dynasty Warriors, that's Sun Jian, the Sun family, descended from Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War. And so he's got some decent guys down there too. But as you go, you need to search. I know that there's a fantastic general in state number 13. There's another really good one in state 12. His name is Shu Huang. And he's pretty solid. In number 6, if I remember correctly, there's at least one good one. There might be 2. And I think 13 actually has 2 also. State 7 has a couple. One of them's a really smart guy to give you advice. And I think they have a decent fighter there too. And so as you go, you want to make sure you're searching with your best luck and charm combination guy. Obviously, from now on, I do all my searching with Zhao Yun, since he's a 90s in charm and 80s in luck. He's a great guy to use for that kind of stuff. And you just get all the good generals you can, keep getting bigger. I think we're actually probably in a decent enough situation. We could go ahead and take out our next opponent, number 4. I want to start that fight just so we can get a look at him, and so that you can kind of see how the rest of this is going to go. Zhao Yun will be in command. We'll take 1,337 of our gold and about 12,000 of our rye. We'll take 13,000 of our rice. When he says fortune will determine victory or defeat, that means you probably have a chance of winning, but it's not a guarantee. Okay, there's his castle. He's only got 4 castles. Is there anywhere closer we can spawn? There's 2. Looks like every place we can spawn is across water from him, so we're just going to have to deal with that. Alright, we're going to do a bait and switch on this guy. And what I mean by that is we're going to put our rice in one area, right up there. But we're going to have our other generals converge on him from other directions. Okay, so who are we placing right now? Zhao Yun? Okay, yeah. Now we're positioning Guan Yu. Zhao Yun and Guan Yu will be my 2 hitters, and Zhang Fei will protect my rice. Because Zhang Fei has the least troops anyway. Computer's setting his guys up. That's why it's paused. Ish. Alright, Zhang Fei will pass. Actually, no, he's going to move a couple of spaces. You'll see why in a moment. Oh yeah, we've got extra mobility on Zhao Yun since we gave him so much gold. The loyalty to his troops got really high, and he can move really far now. It's not just the general's loyalty that we raised, it was his troops also. So we actually need to, even though they're already both 100 loyalty, we need to get around to giving Guan Yu and Zhang Fei a bunch of money too, just to build up the speed of their troops. Alright, the number 23 is the Lord. That's who we need to take out. We're going to start passing with Zhang Fei, let his mobility build up, and let his troops Let our opponent's troops continue to get closer. When you don't have naval, it takes you 10 points to be able to move over water instead of the normal 6 for those that have naval. That's why those two guys are having to pass so that they can build up enough mobility to get over the water. And I don't know why, but the computer is just dead set in this game on only using fire attacks most of the time. The reason they're coming for my rice is because I'm not standing on it. You can really bait the computer with moves like that. Let's see. I don't want to block Zhao Yun. Because I can actually get him all the way up to the boss man here. 1, 2, 3. Boom. We're ready to start hitting. See how these two guys can just automatically move onto the water and the other two can't? Naval ability is really important. Here we go. Booyah! He should run now. Notice that I kept myself just out of range of this guy getting to me. Now we go stand on our rice so that no matter what, they can't take it. So close. Can't stand in fire though. Now he's going to bring his troops back down. Since I'm standing on my rice, he's going to quit trying to go for it. Instead, he's going to turn his attention toward my leader, which is Zhao Yun down there, who could single-handedly destroy all these guys in a fight. But the computer doesn't seem to remember that. He's not really good at math. So they did all that work to come across the water. Now they're just backtracking. Let's see if they try and go with more fire here. Yep. Run. We win. Caught him. He's dead. Now that's good news and bad news. The good news is we won pretty easily. The bad news is, since Yuan Shao died and we didn't catch all of his generals, one of them will now become the master, and that's another general we'll have to kill later on. I hate killing people because then you don't get to hire them and make them part of your army. Oh good. It was his worst son. And they all fled into the state he already had, State 5. So now State 5 has a ton of troops in it because they had all the leftover troops. You know, troops are attached to people, not to lands in this game. So all those troops are still with them that I didn't kill. That's how it's done, guys. It's a pretty easy game to do well in. The scenario that we're in makes it a tad bit easier because you're not having to deal with always being surrounded by all kinds of enemies because there's so many open spaces. It's annoying that your opponent can flee to those open spaces, but it's convenient in case you get attacked because you can flee into those open spaces, and it gives you places to send available generals so that you can control more land on the cheap. The reason that on that training that I just did in my other land that Zhao Yun did not give me advice is because he's no longer in the same state as Liu Bei. He can't give advice if he's not there with him. Let's just do a quick search before we end this, just to see if there's any good generals here. Nearly no chance of success. Okay, we'll do something else then. We could give some cash to Guan Yu and Zhang Fei so that they can move like Zhao Yun does. Let's give 1,000 to Guan Yu. We're also going to do a little bit of searching here in State 3. Because I'm pretty sure Zhao Yun's not the only general here. I think he's the best one. Yeah, here's another one. Oh, Tian Feng is pretty good. He's smart. I think he's smart. Tian Feng, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's the smart guy. He's not... I don't think he's as smart in this game as he is in some of the others. He ends up in history and in most games, he's one of Yuan Shao's advisors. 37's trying to get 38 back. Probably fail here because Dong Zhuo... Oh no, he got it. I was going to say because Dong Zhuo usually has so many troops. But it worked out that time. I want to do a little bit more searching through my lands while I've got you guys with me. Just so we can figure all that out together. And you'll kind of know beforehand. What I would actually do is play a scout game where you're all 8 people that you can be and do as much searching as possible. You know what, before I search, let's go see how good this guy is that I found. Might be worth just recruiting him right now because I can go put him into one of those empty lands next to me. Oh yeah, good IQ. Almost a little bit of power. He's got several troops too. He's worth getting. And he'll be really good at running a land for me. So let's go ahead and recruit him. Because he's smart, I can do this with a visit, since I have high charisma, and he's a smart guy. You always visit smart guys. You give horses to generals that are really good warriors, and you give gold to generals that are only... I mean, you can kind of use gold on anyone, but... it's expensive. So you want to try and do as many horses and visits as possible. Smart guys get visits, strong guys get horses. And gold if you suck at recruiting, or you just feel like that'd be an easier route. Let's see, we can't search here because we already looked at that and it didn't work. Let me see if he says that same advice if I try and do it again. Oh, he says it's going to work now. Lu Kuang, not very good. Not impressed. Not impressed at all. Let's do a search here with Lubu. Actually, he may not be the better one. I think searching actually goes on luck. Who's better at luck? Lubu's luck is pretty low, I think. This guy's a 52. I knew Lubu's charm is high. Yeah, he's only a 24. He's terrible at luck. We'll have Sun Gan do a search real quick. Well, that was pretty harsh. Normally I would reset there just to try it again, but, you know, who cares? So, I'm going to try and cut this off as close to an hour as I can. I think you guys have a good strategy for moving forward. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. And make sure to check me out on Twitch and on YouTube, whichever one you're not watching this on. I'm on the other one also. And on both, I'm just Nate Lusk, N-A-T-E-L-U-S-K. And we're going to bring you more classic games, more modern games, Hearthstone, Blood Bowl, Overwatch, and a lot of these old classic games too, so that you guys can get a good look at them. I don't want to look at generals, I want to look at free generals. I want to look at the guy that I just found. And I'll try and bring you as much different stuff as possible. This is another game that I strongly recommend. It's kind of a classic. Actually, he's pretty good. 81 power, 87 luck, and he's got naval. He's definitely worth recruiting. So I would pick him up. I'm going to pick him up, and then I'm going to turn this game off. But if you have any questions, let me know. Come check me out at YouTube or Twitch, and I'll be bringing you more stuff just as soon as possible. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon.